Welcome back. Welcome back. Big Sir in the building. This is episode 8. We moving. Usual suspects. Shake. Donnell Jones.
What up?
R&B singing.
Wait on R&B check right now.
Still with royalties in the
It's in
middle.
royalties.
W. What's up, big dog?
What's happening?
We got a special guest in the building. This is Autism Acceptance Month. Still repping with the tribe called Dads. Hey, you see the shirt, you see the hat. We also partner with a tribe to come out with the new shirt for the village, which will be headlining for Autism Acceptance Month. It'll be on the websites. You guys can tap in. Proceeds are going to the Village Network, nonprofit.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But I'd be remiss, Tonya, it is good to finally have you on the show, man.
I'm honored.
Backstory, Tonya's the first person I met when I got on this journey, other than the people that I knew already. But I'm still like in awe of you. Tonya is a children's book author. She is entrepreneur, business leader, Fun Speech Journey, LLC is in the building.
Yep.
You've been on several magazines. You are really popping right now. Thank you for coming on, man.
And my pleasure. And there's so much more work to do. We have little superheroes amongst us, you know?
Yes, we do.
And it's exciting to have the privilege of being able to carry the torch and help them find their voice. So gave up a 20-year career in corporate America. I had all these skills. God makes no mistakes. And I said, you know what? I'm being tapped. I'm being called to do something bigger and greater with my life in this new chapter. So an absolute honor to be here. Brought you guys a book.
Yes.
And just, I love the work that you guys are doing in the community, because it truly does take a village to make this happen.
Talk about your journey. What led you to I know you have a son. He's what, 5 now?
Yeah, 5.5. He will correct you quickly. Yeah,
Okay.
5.5.
Don't short his stage.
Yeah,
Don't short his age.
You're
I
not
need my
short
6
6
months.
But take us back to the beginning, and to where you are now, and what made you write the book, aka we already know, but at the same time, it's good for our viewers and our listeners to really get an understanding of how deep this goes.
I'm going to go way back. I'm going to go back further than what we even spoke about initially. Was I grew up, not having much. At any point in time, VCR could be missing to pay the bills. And I went to an environment, lived with my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles. I was raised by a village. And I was put in an environment where I had friends that had a lot. And it opened up my eyes, and I became the first female in my family to graduate college. And I'm starting there because my first job out of college, I drove a truck, and I worked my way up and put my head down and did all the things to make a great life for myself. Right. And you pick up your head and you're 20 years into a career of just grinding and doing all the things. And then you get the phone call and it says, hey, I don't want to call anything too soon, but your son could be on the autism spectrum. And you're like, nah, it's COVID. He's not around anybody. Of course he's not speaking. Of course he's not doing this or that or whatever. Of course he's not walking. I'm always carrying him and kissing on him. Right. And you're making all these excuses. And I'll never forget, I was in front of Thurgood Marshall School, and they had just tested him. And I found out for the first time that my son was autistic. And I went on a girls' trip with those same girls that I grew up with, right? Those same girls I was telling you about that had all these things. And my friend shook me. And she said, hey, Tonya, you better go get your son the help he needs. You better go get your son the help he needs. And you need people like that in your life.
Indeed.
That will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
And then from that point forward, I had this book. And it was just a passion project. My husband's an architect.
Okay.
And I was jealous. We would go places, and he's like, I designed this restaurant. I was like, I want to put something in the world that lives beyond myself as well. And that's what really started this book. And then I started talking to my neighbors about it. And autism is one of those things where once you speak about it and you share your journey, all of a sudden people start saying, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And once that started to happen, I realized that this book was bigger than myself, and stopped my career. And I said, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to help as many kids as I possibly can help. And that's what I do.
That is That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah, I love it.
we all have, Shake said on the last, I think 2 episodes ago, we're all on the same channel, or the same show, just
Yeah.
different episodes,
Yeah.
right? We all have different journeys, and that is, I think, from where you're coming from, it really kind of gives us more clarity, as this is Autism Acceptance Month, right? And we're, highlighting people that are doing positive things in their community. To hear your story is so inspirational, man, because there's not enough. You're starting to see a lot more people come out, but you hit it right on the head. And it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
there's a wave that's, I feel like, is coming. And I think, Shake, we talked about it before, but kind of give us, I want to put this out there for the group, right? And for Tonya. Your son is verbal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. At 3, he was not. So the book itself was initially created with a lot of embedded speech lessons.
Okay.
So, you're sitting there, you've got your speech pathologist, and she's telling you all the things that she's working on and all the progress and all the little skills and what you can do at home. And I had just all of this information between his teachers and his pathologist, and I just started putting it inside the book. And then I would pick up my head, and if my son was, I read it to him, and if he walked away, I rewrite the page. I knew it wasn't right. And I just kept doing that over and over and over again until I had something that helped him with his developmental milestones, but it was also perfectly timed for kids like him. So as soon as he started to walk away, I would throw in there peekaboo, bring him right back in. Boom. So yeah, I mean, he's 5. Was nonverbal. He's saying all the things now. He's in public school. So
Okay.
we just did some testing and he jumped an entire grade level.
Wow.
And that's amazing. And I'm like, okay, I'm pulling it out of him. And how do I continue to share the things that I'm doing and provide encouragement for others to know that they don't let anybody define who your kids are. They define who they are.
That's what's up. That's real. And that's amazing. Because I think it's literally, we're all going through this process right now. So hearing success stories is dope. So how does your son what level of the spectrum would you say that he's on?
Level 1. Yeah.
So high functioning?
Yeah, high functioning.
Okay.
I mean, he does it all. Like and what I do is I believe in this idea of a team. So, and he needs his routine and his consistencies, right? So he's been going to the same swim school for years now.
Okay.
He goes to the same jujitsu and sees the same professors week over week. His teachers, I sit down with his teachers consistently. I'm always in the school. Like I'm just a popular face in the school. And I'm trying to build this team. Because I can't always be there with him. So I need to have people that feel vested in his development as well.
Definitely.
So what are some of the things that you think this book ultimately helps, as far as, because there's a lot of our viewers and listeners are maybe in the early intervention stage, right?
Yeah.
To where they, they're trying different things, right? Different books, different ways to go about. But what do you see? What about Spectrum of the Cars do you think helps bring that awareness and that confidence for the kids to start speaking and identifying things?
Yeah. So first, I want to say autism doesn't stop, right? Like, hey, I woke up, it's my 6th birthday, and autism is over, right? So I have trademarked Spectrum of Cars because I want it to exist and grow with him. So the intent is to have a series that grows with children over time because there will be new milestones. There will be new challenges, the new growth stages that they go through. This book in particular, with 3 short stories, helps with their attention span. Things like opposites. So I'm learning kind of those early academics. Pointing, that's a thing. Pointing's a thing. Pointing, also engaging in recall. So you'll see some subtle lessons with recall in there. Hey, do you remember when? And then at the very end, I have a couple of coloring pages. And the coloring pages are to help with promoting fine motor skills. My son is still ambidextrous. He still goes between both hands when he's writing. So quite frankly, his handwriting is trash, right? So we're working on that, which led me to then create fine motor skills. And I literally just took the curriculum that was coming home from Richardson ISD. And I said, okay, what does he need to learn? So you'll see things like 10 boxes, like how to count, matching cars, descriptive scripting with language. You'll see directive drawings to help them learn how to draw. Those are all curriculum that's within Richardson ISD in the kindergarten program. And I wanted to create something that he could practice at home. So when we went to school, I wasn't having behavioral issues because he didn't understand. And he felt like he could thrive in the classroom. He didn't feel embarrassed that he didn't know. So it just provides a safe avenue. So the books will continue to grow with the kids. But yeah, this one in particular, I say if you are, in the early stages of communication and speech, this is where it's at. This is where it starts because that's where I started it.
You gotta show that book. You know what I mean? You gotta show that.
Yeah. It's for
That
you
sounds
guys.
like a
It's
dope
my
book.
gift for you. I mean, I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's a well thought out book.
I'm taking
I like that.
Yeah, we gonna have to get this. We may send this to we probably send this to you, Shake, since you're not here. And then,
Appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely go
Thank
over there
you.
with my son.
yeah, we'll purchase the rest. Yeah, I think you're making a lot of great points and because parents need to know what's out there to help them amongst this journey, right? Along this journey. Because it's a very, like you said, autism don't stop.
It doesn't stop, and it can be a lonely one unless you have a village.
Right.
So what you guys are doing is very important work. Very important work.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So you say you're making milestone books. So when's the next book coming out?
So probably in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
My goal is to
Nice.
have the next one out for autism acceptance celebration.
Okay.
So the next one is called The Road to Rescue and Recovery Road, Spectrum of Cars, Rescue and Recovery Road. I actually haven't even announced it yet. And so you guys are first.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Hey,
Exclusive.
Hey.
But as we get older, we have aging parents, our aunts, uncles, friends, etc. And we had a incident within our own family where we had to have some tough conversations about sickness and getting well. And there were a lot of books that were out there, but they felt really heavy for him. And he was just crying because he was feeling everything, right?
Yeah.
They just feel everything. Even if we weren't speaking about it, he was feeling it. And I said, you know what? I need to make something that's lighter for kids, something that you can start to have a dialogue with them about, hey, mom's sick or dad's sick or grandpa's sick or whatever.
Yeah.
But gives them hope and doesn't scare them, right?
Mhm.
So the cars, Daddy Truck and Little Truck. Little Truck is autistic, by the way. So Daddy Truck and Little Truck, they go on a road trip. Daddy gets a flat tire and he has to go to a mechanic. And it's that simple. And it just takes you through the journey of, hey, sometimes, we're going to hit these bumps in the road, but that doesn't mean we can't get fixed, right? And that's what the doctors, that's what the mechanic's about. It's about getting fixed so we can be our better selves.
Like that. That's creative. That's wise.
It's just literally the journey of, autism, right?
It is. And I mean, the characters are starting to show autistic traits in it. It's very rhythmic. And I'm very proud of Rescue and Recovery Road because this one here, I really didn't create this with the intent of selling it. It was initially meant to just be a gift for my son. But this one here, I really approached it with the lens of trying to hit a wider population. So it's very carefully and purposefully crafted. And I even take it to the speech pathologist at our school. I told her, hey, read it. Is there anything I'm missing? Hey, Tonya, can you make the expressions on the cars bigger because we're working on emotions? So that's with all the little things that happen within the books and within the series.
So you've taken it a step further.
Yeah. I will never publish a book without sitting across from a speech pathologist.
Intentional.
That's intent. I mean, she's an author. So I think that gives you want to write a book, be intentional. You got to do the research. Wow. I like that.
Exclusive.
Hey.
There we go.
Sound the alarm on the village. We getting all the exclusives. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So talk to us just a little bit. You guys have any questions, anything for, hey, how you can purchase the book, or where we can find you, anything personal y'all want to ask the floor? Because I feel like we're all in this together.
I mean, I know my son, Ali, obviously he's autistic. He does a lot of script talking. Like he'll quote the whole movie and then flip over to like a regular conversation. It's like being bilingual and I don't know, it's weird. It's funny though, but I like it.
I call it repeat play.
Repeat play. He's giving me the back part, like the dialogue and the characters in the back of the movie. Like, I didn't even know that dude said Pepsi. I didn't even know it was a thing.
But you go back and rewind it.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he was right. I mean, the script talking, depending on what the script is, right? So
Yeah.
like, now I have to make sure he's not on YouTube as much because he's going to school and, scripting certain things that shouldn't be said or whatever. So I'm getting a lot of phone calls lately. I'm trying to figure out how do I.
Ali in the classroom cursing, huh?
What? Yeah, listen, cursive cuss words. Yeah, that was the last issue. Yeah, and he's long scripted, just mother.
Oh, he went that deep.
What? Yeah, compound words. Beautiful calligraphy though. Beautiful penmanship. But yeah, it's not okay.
I love that.
It's not okay.
Hey. You know what? You're approaching it right, though. I mean, you have to find the humor in it, and scripting is just a part of their language development.
Yeah,
is what I'm learning. My son is very similar. He'll practice in front of mirrors, like dialogue, right? And I'll sit there and watch and be like, I wonder when that's coming out. Who's going to hit that dinosaur? Who's he going to hit with that dinosaur? But what we do too sometimes is like we won't go to our park like right next to our house. We'll go down the street and we'll let him practice.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, we're just watching from a distance, like, oh, he's screaming at this kid. We have to pull him aside. Hey, man, like just pull the tone down a little bit.
The delivery's a little rough.
Hey, it's enough. It's enough. Yeah.
No, but I love that though. But you're doing the right thing, man. Scripting is just a part of their language development. My son repeat play, and it's like, and he'll practice, and it's helping him build, communication back and forth. And you ask him a question that's not part of the script, though, he'll start telling you about the waning phases of the moon. So it's just what it is. They get their special interests, and they're gonna tell you all about those. And it just goes to show you they got that memory bank, though.
Man, that memory is crazy.
Memory bank's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just speaking of repetitive play, I just found out my Sir William likes Jay-Z. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I like that. Yeah.
The song with Jay-Z and Rihanna, Live Your Life. Jay-Z first comes on, like he's got that. And Sir probably repeated it like 4 or 5 times because he just liked the way Jay-Z came on. So it was like, repetitive play is very big. Well, they like something, right? Or they're really trying to like understand.
When he's 20, he'll be on the hook.
Yes.
Man,
that's what I'm saying.
Never know.
I think we all experience that more so than we could probably count on one hand. So,
I'd rather listen to Live Your Life over and over again than maybe some of the other Disney songs that other parents have to listen to. So.
No, I mean,
that's big.
That's facts. That's facts.
Although the Lion King soundtrack's hard. I just want to throw that out there. If we got to choose one, I choose that one.
Hey, Lion King.
You can't wait to be king?
I see you, Ali. I see you. You got it.
Lion King is probably one. You're right. No, I think it's, we've got exclusives from you about your upcoming book. So how can people find you? Where can we find the book? And, can you put some dates on when the book's dropping? Or you just you're saying 3 weeks, you still kind of find
my hope is to be able to honor my mother and drop it on the 16th for her birthday.
Huh?
I work with a publisher, so, you're kind of, at the mercy of making sure that you feel really good about your product before you release it to the world. But April 16th is my hope. You can find me at www.funspeech.org. I'm also available if you go on a Barnes & Noble and type in Spectrum of Cars, Half Price Books. I do signing events at Kroger within the Dallas division.
Yeah, talk about that. I want to bring that up. Yeah, I want to talk about it. I keep seeing you pop up at Kroger's everywhere.
Yeah.
Plug that. We would love to, pop up and support you.
Yeah. So this month here, and I'll post it as well. Every week I will be at a Kroger, whether it be in Lake Highlands, Mockingbird Station. I'm traveling as far north as Allen. I'm available also where I'll post a schedule on my Instagram. So Fun Speech Journeys. I just opened up a TikTok. So Tonya Baradaran, trying to learn how to do the TikTok thing. And it's just in Barnes & Noble. I also do signing events there as well. And I've had some really great local bookstores that have let me do story times. So once the new book releases, my hope is to get back to Half Price Books, do another story time there. There's Bang Books, and then also Talking Animal Books. So I've had great support from some of the local folks. I'm available on Amazon, Walmart.com, Target now. So it's going to
Nice.
pick up some momentum. Yeah,
Shoot.
trying to make something happen.
Man.
I mean,
It's,
every week I'm trying to give back my time to kids. So, I'll be reading at Hexter Elementary. I'm starting to work with United Way now as well. And it's my hope that, the more books that I sell, because a percentage of all the books goes back to our kids. That's the whole idea. Like,
Yeah,
I
of
live a
course.
life
Right.
I'm very comfortable with. Like, I'm not looking to buy the biggest house or the newest car. I want to give back to kids. So I do things like putting sensory spaces in classrooms, or like sometimes they
That's
need
nice.
noise canceling headphones. So whatever kids need and I see, I try to give back and provide those things. So my
Okay.
hope is that one day you'll be able to walk into your Target or your Walmart or wherever, and you'll see me right there on every shelf in the nation. So that's where my head is. That's where my experience has been in the past. I was an account manager. So that's the vision. And then once that happens, maybe being able to provide support inside of schools to help kids because they're so understaffed. I think our kids need help. I think everybody's being pinched. And I'm like, hey, how do you kind of, fill the gaps where you can? That's my goal.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
So right now, as my son goes through his journey, I'm jotting down things down,
Tell me
and
about your son.
well, he's 6. He's turned 6. On the spectrum, level 2, nonverbal, but super smart. Can count to 100. Can write his name. Can play he just got a piano and just start playing it. And so, I'm jotting things down as he grows and as he changes the things we, do to, for his medical and things of that nature. And I wanted to ask, when you're writing your book, what paths do you create? Like, type of research, your go-to, and things of that nature, because I want to eventually put research on what I've done for him once he's an adult and publish it.
Mhm.
So what are your paths? What are your go-tos for research to make sure, okay, am I on the right trail of what I'm writing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I really rely on the experts in the industry.
Okay.
So there's one organization I just became familiar with called To Be Like Me. So I will volunteer every month as a volunteer there, and I just hear the stories. And then I'm around people that have created professions in this space. And I just ask questions. And then I go home and I Google and I research and I read and I just try to validate the things that I'm hearing. Great resources within schools. I can't say enough great things about his public school teacher, speech pathologist. She's excellent. Young girl, so very, very passionate, but knows almost everything. And then she will put me in contact. She goes, hey, I'll ask her, like, what speech kit do you need? Go onto this website. So I go onto that website. And all of a sudden, there's this entire organization that has kits that they provide to all these pathologists all over the world.
Oh wow.
Curriculum on
Wow.
how to help guide kids. So I mean, it's literally a little bit of word of mouth
Mhm.
and understanding like, hey, what are the experts doing? What are the people that have been in this field longer than I are doing? And then pulling it back and then starting to peel back that onion. It's typically what I do.
Nice.
You need to drop that link.
Yeah,
What?
please.
My
Never
eyes
knew
were
anything
like,
about that.
what?
Oh,
Can you share that?
I will. Yeah, I'll definitely will.
That's Shay, go ahead. Golly, that's mind blowing. I'm thinking to myself
They have to
like
get
I
the
didn't even
information
know.
from somewhere, right?
Nah, you're 100%
Yeah.
right. You're 100%. You're
Where are they getting
100%.
their information? Okay, that's where I'm gonna go.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
Follow the chain.
Hey, listen, we all lit up like what?
Yeah,
Like
I know, right?
You know
Like,
that was a thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like
that's
hold on,
something new for me.
look now.
Shake, I think you had a question.
No, I'm soaking up everything that they're talking about because I never knew about the website. So I'm assuming
Man.
that a lot of people that do homeschooling now, especially for kids on the spectrum, use that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a public school girl. I don't know what they use, but I know what public school. The problem is there's only, so this is how we kind of got to this space. Within the public school system, there may only be 3 or 4 kits per district. And I was like, well, time out. Our school has high need. Remember I was telling you, like, I take a
Yeah.
percentage of my sales and like provide the resources. I said, oh, our school needs our own box. But this is not only my son, there's other kids within the school that need the tools. And then that's when, you start having the hallway conversation. So tell me about this box that's floating around this district that, we
Yeah.
probably need to get our hands on. So I'll definitely give you guys the information. I just don't want to misquote it, but there is a website. They do videos, they provide lessons, and that's where she gets her information. And I admire her work. So that's where I started.
So you cut out the middleman, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I need that. I need that at the
You're
house.
straight to
Go
the
straight to the
I need that
source.
box.
You need that box.
I need
Get
that
your
box.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
$300. It's the best $300 you'll spend.
Oh, that's nothing.
Hey,
People,
and we spend a lot more on
Well,
less.
a lot less.
Yeah,
But a
that's
lot
what I'm
less.
saying.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Chicken wings and burgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We
yes.
cut
Right.
back.
But you made a point is that, these boxes are floating around the school district.
And a lot of them probably got dust on it.
And they probably got dust on it.
They may have dust on it, or they may just be sitting in somebody's school or whatever. But I just knew that I wanted to make sure that school had their own.
So talk to me
So
about, because I know you're there a lot at the schools.
Yeah, they should put me on staff.
I know.
And on payroll.
I've been knowing you for a little bit, but you're an ex-athlete.
Yeah.
And I know the way you're doing things is that of an athlete.
Yes.
So when you see some of these things, you're at the school, because this brings up a whole nother conversation.
Okay, let's
about
go.
Public school, right?
Yeah, let's go.
And how is it possible that for something that is needed, it may not exist at every school? We talk about the lack of funds in public school. We talk about all these different things. You're there probably 3, 4, or 5 times a week, as much as you possibly can. What are you seeing? Because that just really alarmed me. It's just like, okay, yeah, it's funny. Like, yeah, one probably got dust on it, but could it be needed somewhere? Right? Is it, if you're not using it, maybe there's a school district that's in need of something like that.
Well, that's tough to say, because when you have something and then you don't have it, that's when you'll need it. So that's probably why that box is not floating from place to place. That's usually how life happens.
Yeah.
You got something, you see it every day, and then you say, I don't need this. And you give it away.
Right.
2 days later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, I need that box. You know what I'm
you're right.
saying?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
Talk to us just about a school. Like, what are you seeing in public school right now, especially where your son goes right now?
Yeah. So let me start off with, I grew up in Connecticut, and I had the ability to go to Connecticut and do what I do here for a little bit, right? And a lot of my friends are principals and teachers and nurses and inside these fields, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. And they're advocates. I didn't even know this at the time, but it turns out my old third baseman is running pretty much autism advocacy for the entire Hartford Metroplex. Didn't even know it.
Wow.
Right? So, but once you start talking about it, you start learning. So I was able to take some really great best practices from what I saw them doing and kind of bring it here. I'm going to answer your question, I promise you.
No, you good. Listen, I know what's coming back. No worries.
I met someone that we went to the same high school, and she runs an ABA, and I interviewed her. I'm actually going to release something called Outside Perspectives and on a YouTube channel, because I get all this great advice, and I was like, I need to share this advice with people. Like, there's parents that have different journeys, and their stories need to be heard, right? So that'll be coming soon as well. And she shared with me, I said to her, I was like, hey, I love what you're doing with ABA. Like, it's inspiring, the science, the tailored solutions. How do I bring that into a public school? Which is why I went here. She said to me, you have to give your teachers a script. You know your child better than anybody. So her recommendation to me was to approach it as a team. Create your team, Tonya. And that's what I bring to the school. Inside of schools, I will tell you, specifically here in Texas, our education system is under attack. And I would say our children with special and learning differences are suffering more than anybody else, because as budgets get constrained, decisions get made, classrooms get larger, and those aren't the areas that are helpful for us. So I'm very involved in our PTA, and our PTA generates a lot of money. They do tremendous things, and I always make sure that I am the voice in the room that says, well, what about our kids? Yeah. So I try to be that internal advocacy within his school itself.
Because Tonya, I remember you told me you had to pay for something.
Yeah. I bring the books and the bubbles, right? So learn, that, hey, pre-K and early education, special needs kids weren't being included in the field day. Nobody's fault. It was just an oversight that pre-K program just kind of came into the school and they forgot about them. And these poor little kids were looking outside the window and watching all these kids in jump houses and doing all the things. I was like, not on my watch, right? So got with our PTA, got out of my back pocket, and I brought the bubble man to the school. So that way there, every kid had the opportunity to stand inside of a big bubble, be a part of a bubble show, and have their own field day instead of sitting inside the classroom and watching everybody else have the fun. So I try to find those little gaps that are happening. And when you talk to teachers and you build rapport and trust, they'll tell you what's going on. They'll tell you what they need. You just have to be willing to listen. You know, I don't believe any teacher approaches life and says, I want to be a terrible teacher. There ain't enough money in it to do that.
Right.
You know, so I just try to take it as positive intent. And what I'm seeing inside the schools is they need a lot of resources and they're being pulled 100 different directions sometimes. And how can you be that resource and help them close the gap? I'm coming with that fire.
We may
left the room silent.
I'm so serious. Like, we may have to do part 2 that you come back and we dig a little deeper into that because we've touched on that.
We just had this conversation 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
A long conversation.
A long conversation. Like,
you know your kids better than anybody. So if you see them in a situation, and so we've done private, we've done Montessori, we've spent a lot of money. And what it all comes down to for us was the teacher. You get the right teacher.
Finding somebody that cares.
Yeah. You get the right teacher, you're fine.
Yeah. So I do have a question. So for my situation, my son is level 2 and he's not high functioning, but to put him into a school where it's just the teacher and my son and however many other students there are in there, that poses a concern for not only my son's safety and well-being, but him being left out because he flies under the radar a lot. And a lot of public schools don't allow for an RBT to come in there with them to be able to have them included into the curriculum and, you know, the activities that's going on. So how do you go about doing that if you have a public school district that doesn't allow for that?
So, and I don't want to misspeak, but I am a big advocate of the IEPs and getting those right. And I'll even do like the meeting before the meeting. Like, y'all not going to just have y'all meeting before the meeting. Like, I'm going to have my meeting before the meeting too. And let's figure out how we navigate what it is that I see he needs, you see he needs, and what resources within the school can we kind of leverage to help meet him where he is.
Right.
So I have a lot of meetings before the meetings that aren't even necessarily always with his teacher. I get administration involved in a heartbeat.
And Shaq, it's going to depend on too, because we were talking about this with Corey Spencer starting their programs.
Right.
It depends on what the rules are of their local jurisdiction as far as that school is concerned, right? So for Texas, I know in our district, they're getting ready to start the program. Well, according to the IEP, you can actually have an RBT come in. That actually helps the teacher. And you can also use your health insurance. So if, you know, that's something that you can easily get changed in the school system, because if it's an independent school system, they have the autonomy to make those changes to where they allow that. It's just now they have to add in the background check process, and you may have to come out of your pocket to do that. I know that's what Mansfield ISD is going to do. If the parent is willing to do the background check for them, pay out their pocket, they can bring an RBT in. So I would say just look at the school district. If it's independent, that makes it easier, but the opportunity may be there.
The thing too, and I don't know if this applies, but our district has a group called SAGE, which is dedicated to really gifted and special education kids. And those women there are just a wealth of information. I mean, if you have a group that's similar, they may be helpful in helping you navigate it, because I guarantee you somebody else, you're not the first person that's ever come down this path. I guarantee you're somebody else that's had to come down this path. And it won't be the last, right?
It's all about just making that network connection, like you said, if you can get to the right people.
And that's what this is about.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for us is, you know, we don't all have the right answers, right?
No, we just talk about what was working for us and what we've tried.
Like that's what the village is about, is, you know, openness and connections and networking, right?
Yeah.
We're both in sales. So we understand the network it's not about what you know, it's always about who you know, right? You need to get to a certain place.
People are telling people he in sales.
I've never said that. I've never said that. Fact check. I've never said what I did on anything.
I do want to acknowledge too, like, it does take a level of vulnerability.
It does.
You know, it does take a level of vulnerability. A
See
lot of times,
black man up here.
You cannot be ashamed to yell out in the world, my child has autism.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
Once you get to that point in life, the door is open to do whatever it needs to be done.
Because it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process,
Yeah.
but you have to accept it.
Yeah.
You have to be able to stand outside and yell, my child has autism. He's special to you, but he's regular to me.
Right.
That's right.
And he may think we weird as hell. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to do that. I had to learn it.
And I think it's a part of everybody's journey,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because like I said, the process of the denial, it's like different phases, right? It's the acceptance, it's
Mhm.
Yep.
autism acceptance,
Yep.
right? We as parents have to get to that point where we accept it. I feel like that's the first stage. And then from there, it slowly gravitates higher to your confidence. It's like, you know what? Okay, strap up, boot up, let's go.
Once you accept it, lean in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lean
That's
in.
it.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you don't accept it, you cannot get the help your child needs. You're gonna probably
Yeah.
do little bits here, little light stepping. But if you don't accept it, you're going to struggle.
Because there's no
Yeah.
such thing as
Yeah.
bare minimum.
No,
Yep.
There's no such thing as bare
not with
minimum.
autism.
Yeah, it's all
Not
about
in what we do.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
sir.
a constant fight. It's a constant, I mean, you just talked about it. Like, you know, you literally came out of your pocket to make sure that your kid and his classmates had an experience that they probably were not going to get.
Not only his classmates, but all of pre-K, you know? I mean, kids deserve our best
Yeah.
every day,
It's inclusion.
you know?
They
It's
deserve to
inclusion.
be
Inclusion
included in
matters.
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Well, I definitely want to say I really appreciate you. I grew up in a house with nothing but women, and not one time did you have to say I had to lean on my husband to do something. And I think you're going to be a great voice for a lot of Black women who, you know, maybe in those single parent homes and say, oh, you know, I'm struggling. But you giving this path to what you're doing will really help them. So I really appreciate that and definitely want to shout that out. And all these Black ladies out here, if you watching this,
Man,
here's your example.
you tap in. Tiny, man, listen, because there's a lot of women doing amazing things within the space.
Yep.
We're not here saying that it's not. But I think it's more so us highlighting those that are stepping out and being
Absolutely.
a voice and being an advocate.
And you are doing it.
That's what Tonya is right now. And, you know, again, we're gonna have to depart too, because you're such a wealth of knowledge and with the things, your experiences. So please stay tuned. Tonya will be back.
Be my pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love being here with you guys.
again, plug everything that you have again, because it's a very long list. We're gonna make sure we get it taken care of. But I just want to give you your flowers, Tony. Like I really do.
Thank you. www.funspeech.org. Spectrum of cars. It'll pop up. Available Amazon, Target, Walmart, all the things. There we go.
Hold that book up.
There you go.
And
Love
I will tell you, this is just the beginning. I'm not stopping. This is purpose driven. This is going to be a series that grows with our kids, because every year, every day, they need something different.
Absolutely.
And we need to be able to provide that to them. So I appreciate your words. And I will say it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm very grateful because I've been put in a position to be able to do this. And I everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. And it really does take a village. And that's why all the things that you guys are doing is so important, because at the end of the day, my son's favorite person in the world is still Dad. It's Dad. You know, that's my best friend. That's my, he'll tell you in the heart. He'll tell you in the heart, Dad's my best friend.
I appreciate you saying
Not your best friend, my best friend.
Appreciate you
So you
saying
guys
Show
are
this
very,
on
very
Father's
important.
Day.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And I also have to highlight the shoes that Tonya is wearing right now, because she thought I was gonna let it slide, but those are nasty.
Jordan 1.
Great work.
Obsidians.
Yes, those are amazing. Just
Thank
wanted to
you.
highlight.
Thank you. I every event that I do them in Jordans.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was growing up, I couldn't afford Jordans.
That's why I got a closet full of them now.
Shake a sneakerhead too. That boy
I got a
whole
closet full of them.
I don't know if it's battling with yours though, because he pop out every now and then.
Yeah, I got a bottle.
Shake. I don't know. I don't know.
I got a whole closet.
Yeah, Shake got a whole bunch of shoes too. So I don't know.
I'm gonna have to come raise Shake.
Yeah, we had to
Hey,
compare. Trash to compare, because y'all both big flexing on that. Again, social media,
Fun Speech Journeys.
TikTok.
Fun Speech Journey.
Y'all go check out Tonya, man. Tap
Helping
in
children
with
find
her.
their voice.
It's Autism Acceptance Month. This is our series, The Village. We appreciate you guys. Any last words from you, amazing brothers?
I just need to step up my
Yes, sir.
shoe game.
Hey,
I'm like, how my little wearing Nikes out the camera, bro? I put the tennis boys on, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling real Arthur Ashe.
He got the Nike bullies on him.
About the crib walking.
Hey, man.
We'll take it back. I didn't even know that's what you had on.
I shop for size.
Okay.
Yeah, I see 14. Okay, let me get it.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't got many options.
Nah, he don't.
Shop for size.
I'm sorry.
You got a question?
Say her last name.
Oof.
That's real. No, yeah.
There it is.
Baradaran.
Good job, man. I'm proud of you.
We appreciate you being a special guest.
Hey,
You trying to set me up?
I'm really proud of you, dog. I really thought you was gonna crash this one, man.
Nah.
So he didn't say it. He didn't say that. Yeah,
Are you like,
I said I'm gonna get him.
Belgian Maltese. I don't know what
This
you
is with the first name.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't
did
start
it
that way.
first. I said, nah, I'm gonna get him. I ain't letting him slide on that one.
It's episode 8. We appreciate y'all. We'll holler at y'all next week. Tanya, man, listen.
Thank you, guys.